Okay, so we're back with another video. Um, so I recently just passed my Okta Administrator Exam, so I'm going to walk you guys through kind of how I passed that exam, but also kind of some steps to kind of help you guys out. I got a bunch of DMs about different problems people were having. So the first one we're going to do first is something very simple, not simple, but um, something that kind of tricked up some people. So we're gonna go to authenticators and um, we'll go here. So we'll go to enrollment. So now we'll see. So boom, default policy. So these are just different policies I created, right? These are all individual. I assigned it to a group already. Boom, assign it to another group. So boom, if you go here, you press edit, you'll see email disabled, Okta verified optional, boom, password required, right? FIDO2 key optional, right? But if you click here, boom, you say required, optional, disabled, right? So one thing to be mindful of when you're taking the exam is very case sensitive. You have to read and do exactly as it says. So it said if it says, hey, like, make two options um required, and those are the only two options required, there can't be an optional option. You know what I'm saying? So you have to disable, whatever is asking you to disable. I'm not going to try and give away too much, because that's against the rules, but, just going to try to help you guys out. Authentication policies. So, boom, we'll go to authentication policies now. We go app sign in. Boom. So you will create a policy. Let's say I just say finance. I'll just say a finance rule. My bad if I can spell finance. Okay, boom, we'll go finance. Now, boom, once you create the policy, now it comes with a rule. So, boom, let's go finance rule. I'm tripping up today. Finance rule. Okay. So, just read this, and if user is any user type, so obviously, you can create a user type. We'll go to that in a second. The group includes, one of the following groups, whatever. Now down here, right? So boom, any two-factor types, password slash identity provider. So I usually always try to do password plus another factor. So let's say if I disable these, all right, boom, as it allows specific authentication methods. So boom, we got password, we have email, all of these things. Now, make sure when the test you read what it says. So if it says boom, when a global session doesn't exist, or I'm not gonna go too deep into that. You just have to pay attention and yeah. So boom, when you assign an application, right? So if you add an app, let's say I have Acta org, or let's say just org app, right? I have Octavera FastPass, so it's not gonna be bad. So boom, I added the application, right? It's imperative that you click switch policy. When you switch policy, that means everything goes through. This is the number one, rule for that. So if I switch the policy right here, but the rules, finance should be number one. It's a priority rule. You know what I'm saying? So catch all rule. Um, but let's go back to our authentication policies. So if I click app sign in, finance rule has one app, so but like this one, I'm gonna show you what I mean. So boom, catch all rule. All right, cool. So now we'll go to how to create a user type. So boom, create Okta user type. Right here, boom. Let's just say boom intern. Let's just say give it intern. Right, boom. Variable name has to be same thing, intern. Right. Now, when you create another user type, you can assign a user type as well. So let's say let's do active user. So Bruce Wayne's active. I don't want to use him though because I kind of actually I'll use Peter Parker. So if you go to user, even when you can change the user type up here, boom, intern, and now it's asking to map everything. Okay. At the end, you press that, click change user type. He's officially Peter Parker's officially an intern at Stark Lab. Okay. So now this is what the most highly anticipated one. How to do org to org without OIM. So the biggest thing is understanding which is your identity provider and which is your service provider. So most of the time, whichever in your whichever org has all the users in it is your identity provider because it has all the identities in the org, right? So we're gonna go here. We'll go to applications. We'll create a custom application. Create your own app. Samuel 2.0. Boom. Let's just name the app. Boom. Intern app. Nice. And mind you, I have my org and my sandbox, so usually it doesn't work in the sandbox, but just trying to show you the steps. So boom, usually when I come here, I just kind of create like a fake text. I will create a fake URL, my bad. So boom. I always do email for me. Usually click next, and then I click this is the internal app that we created. So boom, from there you click here, boom. So now we have that. Now I go here. I go to my identity. The second org is always going to be your identity provider. The one that doesn't have all of the users in there is going to be your identity provider. So now, boom, same right here, 2.0. We come up here now, boom, name the same thing. Make sure you copy and paste too. It's very case sensitive. And we're going to talk about expression language as well. So boom, enable automatic linking. I like to update attributes for existing users. Boom, so issuer URI right here. Issuer URI. Nice. Boom, copy and paste. Identity provider single sign-on URL right here. Boom. Nice. Now we go to certificate. Usually when you click on it, it might not work. It might work. If it doesn't work, boom, just right click it. Open link in new tab. It's just going to download it for you. Boom. Go to here. Go to your custom all files, just like we did in the professional. Open it. Should be around 3,000 days. Yep. Got it. Now we're on this now. So boom, your consumer service URL. You go back. You can delete this now. You go back. You go back to the beginning. You edit it. All right. So boom, this right here is going to that's going to take you all the way to the beginning. My bad. All right. So boom. Single sign-on URL is your consumer service URL. We go here now. Items URI, same thing, matches up. Boom. Now, when we do this, it's going to save, finish. Alright, now, you know what I'm saying? We have the org to org, because now before we didn't have expression language, now we have it. So this is what we're going to do. So now, we're going to add expression language, right? So you see that this is how you can just usually do the expression language, right? So you can name it and then put the expression. Now, for me, the legacy authentication makes it so much easier. So you go here, let's just say, boom, name, first name, right? Boom, look, user, and it's actually teaching you how the expression language works. So if I put, boom, last name, right? User dot last name. Then I put, if I say I did email as well, boom, user dot email. Same thing for login. Let's say I did login, boom, user dot login, right? So now usually it's gonna tell you to do your own expression language. So you're kind of learning from the legacy. So user dot first name, user dot last name, user dot email, user dot login, right? So let's just say boom. Let's say legacy, right? So using what you know, You just add it all up together. So boom, user dot first, right? First capital N name. Now you want to put the plus because you have to put a period in between, right? Boom, plus again. User dot last name. Save. Boom. We got this legacy. We got first name, last name, email, login, legacy. Right? Now we're not done yet. So we go to our identity provider. Now, actually, we can go here. Edit profile and mappings. So now we're going to add just a custom attribute because everything else is pretty much already mapped. So we'll go to, actually, my bad. We have to create the custom attribute. Sorry. I clicked it again. Okay. So usually what I did, or I like to do is just copy legacy right here. Boom. Variable name. Boom. Just add it. Now we go to our mapping. So boom, we go here now. We got first name, login, first name, last name, email, mobile phone. Alright. So boom. We can do that. Right, and we can go Okta user to intern app legacy. So whatever you want to match it up with. So if I want to do match up, let's do organization legacy with organization, right? Do it on that side, and then same thing over here. Where's organization at? I just put legacy. It's exactly how you map it. So save mappings, apply updates. So close my mappings, and let's go over here now. See, it only saves on the one that you're on, so we can go back to organization. Where are you at? Organization. There we go. Save mappings, and voila, there you go. So it's really simple, but it can be a little bit confusing at times. So that's my video for today, and thank you guys for watching.